Hey everyone, welcome back to a conversation on AI, and I'm joined by someone I've been wanting to talk to for a long time about the subject, Miss Noemi Dado, more popularly known as Mom Blogger. Although Noemi actually is a columnist for the Manila Times. She did a very good piece on the AI Summit, where we also met recently. Hi Noemi, welcome to AI
Hi,
Conversations.
Doc. Thanks for
Sige,
inviting me.
yeah, absolutely. At saka maganda yung topic natin today kasi it's about art. Pero maybe a bit of background for the few people who have never heard of you. Just a brief background on yourself and what got you into this AI art scenario. No? So you're doing a lot of artwork now.
Yes, I'm in the boomer generation, but I've been dabbling with a computer since I was 20 years old, so that's probably in the late 70s. So I've always been in technology and started debate in UP in the early 80s. So technology is really my field. I'm a food tech. So right now, I started the internet in 1995. So, I would go way back. I try to experiment with technology. And so that's why I'm always curious about the latest trends and artificial intelligence, which I have written since 2019 in the Manila Times. So I was really very, very curious about anything that's new. Besides, if you want to write on something, you need to update yourself, immerse instead of just relying on secondary sources. So I immerse myself. So that's why I was in this journey of generative art, and I'm so fascinated by it. You'll see more
Yeah,
as we
looking
talk about
forward to
this.
that. No? Pero sige, you mentioned
Yeah.
generations. No, let's focus on that first.
Mm,
Obviously, when you say boomer, ano yan, it predates personal computers, right? Predates the Mac, predates the PC. Kasi ako, I'm a Gen X. I think I'm in the middle of the generations where
mm, mm.
half of my life, walang computer, walang internet. And then the latter half, we have it. So for someone, and then there's this term called digital natives and digital migrants. So would you consider yourself a digital native despite the generations, or are you still a migrant at this rate?
Well, somebody called me a migrant. So digital migrant. I was 20 years old when I started. Although the calculator I was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So migrant talaga.
That feels like native to me if you were using it back in college. No, anyway. So, sige. So let's talk about AI art. That's really the best topic. How did you get started, or how did you get interested? I mean, I understand you've always been into the art scene before AI pa yata. No? So can you talk about that?
Well, I'm not a visual artist, although I love music. So that's my field is music. I got fascinated with generative art when the Chat GPT got popular, and I wanted to check all the tools. And one of that was Dale. So I tried it, and then there was this World Bee Day, and I tried to generate art in Dale, but it was not so nice. And I heard a lot about Midjourney, but in Midjourney, you need to know Discord. And it was quite a challenge to know how Discord works. So I had to, put it aside. Oh, I don't want to go through Discord. It's not like the usual app that you just type like that. So um finally I decided I wanted to go to Discord because I didn't like the way the art was generated in Dale. And so I started, I think, February in Dale, and then May or early May, I started in Midjourney. So that's
When
how it
you
did
started with
happen.
Dali before, did you just see it in the news? Is that why you picked it up, or was there someone who suggested it?
No, as part of my research,
Hmm.
because I was already writing about artificial intelligence like in 2019, right? And then when the hype was on Chat GPT and Bing, I did an article on that, and then I discovered generative art along the way.
Mhm. Mhm. Why did you decide on the art part as opposed to, di ba, there's also Chat GPT and there's also basta there are other types of generative AI, no? Or was it because
Yeah, yeah.
the
I
AI
used
art space was the first to emerge?
because I write already. So I can edit my own article.
Mm.
But with art, I don't know. I don't know anything about art except to draw stick figures. It's
Mhm.
all in my mind. It's my imagination. And I just wanted to see how my imagination would translate into visuals. So it's fascinating for a non-artist like me. So, generative art really democratizes those who really are not in the artistic sector. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sige, let's dive into it. So, sabi mo you started with Dolly because of the online interface, and then now
mhm.
you started playing with Midjourney. And then we're actually part of the same Twitter group of generative art, diba? Your guys are swapping notes. Actually, a lot of the apps there, hindi ko pa nga nagamit. Like Leonardo, Firefly. I'm more of a stable diffusion Midjourney guy, no? Only because those were the ones that I started with. A little bit of Dolly, because you need a subscription for all of them, no? So right now, what's
Yeah,
your bread and butter? Is it mostly Midjourney?
Mid-Journey. Because you know why? I'm stuck with Mid-Journey because I just couldn't resist the annual subscription because it came out cheaper than if I
Mm-hmm.
paid monthly.
Yeah.
So I'm using Mid-Journey because
Okay.
to really know how it works, you need to immerse yourself in it and experiment with prompts. And just the lowest plan was just not enough. 5 hours, I think. Yeah, it's not enough.
Kulang.
Kulang talaga. I
Oo.
needed the unlimited relax mode.
Yeah. Okay,
So
sige.
yeah.
How do you want to do this? Do you have some art that you want to show off? And then,
Oh
yeah,
really?
before you get into that though,
Mm,
obviously a big part of generative AI is the prompting, no? Uh,
yes.
can you talk a
Okay.
bit about that? And mamaya sana if you can demonstrate, no,
Oh,
even past
I don't
artwork
know.
you've done, how did you come up with the prompts? Is it something you saw on the internet, or did you come up with your own prompts? Or parang ganun naman ang art talaga. You look at a style, you copy it, and then later you do your own variation. So any suggestion? I mean,
Yes.
or anyway, sige,
So
over to you.
what drove me to really study the prompt was in X. I still call it. I want to call it Twitter
Twitter.
because I discovered an AI community there. And then from there, there was this hashtag prompt share. So if you look at that, they share the prompt. So, oh, this is nice because usually I would look at YouTube to look at prompt ideas. And in the prompt share, you will also share what you generated because every art that's generated in Midjourney is unique. So
Mm,
you'll never come out with the same thing. So it's what's really fun. And then there are many generous artists in Twitter, sorry, in X. So that's why you can really learn from them and then you modify the prompt to your liking. For
correct.
example, Midjourney is biased to Caucasians. So when there's a woman, I put Filipino woman or Asian. So those are I make varieties there. Like, and sometimes they always portray young women. So I put their older women, but their older women sometimes come out wrinkled. So I have to put an age.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that you have to prompt to your liking, to what you imagine your art to be. So example like because in my themes are Filipinos, the farmer, the landscape, cats, and the cyborg. Uh, I am partial to those themes, and I like to experiment with those subject matter. Like, should it be photography? But I don't like photography because I can use my camera. I can use my digital camera. So
Mm-hmm.
photography is something I really don't want to do, except if I want to play with face swap, like I want to pretend to be like this person. It's just it was a phase that I tried to experiment because remember I also am in that we fight disinformation. I want to see how they do that deep fake or how they generate images of people with another person. So I wanted to know how to be able to detect those kind of images.
Okay.
So yes, it's mostly on Twitter. I learned about prompting.
Sige. Well, anyway, I don't know. Do you mind if we go through some examples that you've done, and then maybe
Oh,
maybe
Instagram. Let's go. Yeah,
Instagram,
we'll go to
IG.
Yeah.
I was talking.
So
I was telling you before. I recently talked to Carlos Nazareno, and his Instagram is practically a history of generative AI. No, like
I know, I saw that.
he was
I
posting
saw that
about
2018,
parang early
right?
days, disco diffusion and all that,
Uh,
and then now
I
he's into all sorts
know.
of stuff. No,
I know. It's like, wow, amazing. See, I know that it's been there, digital art, and
hmm,
pe- people use it, but I didn't know that we could do something on AI.
correct.
So how do I share?
On the bottom, just hover on the bottom, then share screen.
Oh, share screen.
Siguro window na lang para you just share your Instagram window.
Hmm. Where's that?
Diba you click share screen and then
Yeah, I did.
instead of the screen 1 and 2, you just select which window on the bottom as your Instagram. Is it on the browser, your Instagram?
Yeah, it's in the browser.
Oh yeah,
I can't find it.
just select the browser. It's in one of those many windows siguro sa baba.
Ah, here, I found it. Sorry, I haven't done Zoom in quite a while.
Yan.
So
Wow.
this is my Instagram and because I have a mom blogger follower, but I didn't want to put their AI because we talked earlier, some people are afraid, so I didn't want to lose my audience.
So this is a
Suddenly I have
totally
AI
separate
art.
account for the art.
So this is a total just for because I thought I'd like to share some of the artwork.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, so in fact, I this is an introduction of myself on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not an artist because they'll wonder why suddenly I'm talking about AI, but I said that I'm shifting towards this to AI, and do not be surprised. So this is using Runway and when you convert the image to a video.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like my face because I use Insight Swap Face, which is now Pixie.ai.
Okay.
So that's what the introduction. Now you would wonder, I posted this on Twitter. Why am I doing anime punk?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then because my husband calls me punk in the late
Punk?
70s, and he was punk. He calls me punk, and he likes anime. He was drawing anime caricatures that time.
Oh.
And as a child of the 70s, I love psychedelic art. Now this one, these three photos, it's a hybrid, which is an accident. I caught this idea when I took a picture of our coffee farm, and I have an AI image of a woman. I generated an image of a woman in the mountain. And when you blend, because you can blend in Mid Journey, it came out like this. So I thought it was it's nice. It's one of the surprising things of AI. So as an AI advocate, I also like to show images about the future of AI collaboration, that there's a feature, and how you can collaborate. So these are just some of them. Trippy, I like
So wait,
trippy.
sige, question. Syempre, let's bring the basics, no? What are these parang keywords that you're using? So blend and all that stuff. Or in a nutshell,
Yes.
what are you describing para we can inform people about it?
Because in Mid Journey, you can what's this? The basic prompt is /imagine prompt, and then you put the words that you want there. For example, a woman dancing in the mountain. I put Benguet Mountain. So it's as simple as that. A woman dancing in the Benguet Mountain. That's imagine. Now blend is when you have two images, a /blend, and then upload one image, upload second image, and the two images will blend. So that's how I think I have an example here, but it's buried under. So where was that? I know I showed an example in the past. So the other one I said blend, no, and there's another one called describe. When you upload a photo and image becomes a text prompt.
So
It comes
you
out
reverse
image to
engineer.
text.
Parang you
Yes,
reverse
you
engineer
reverse.
the ano. Ang galing ah. Sige nga.
Okay, so this is one pala. So this is the hybrid. And then this was, wait, no, that's not the one. It won't come out here pala
Mm.
because it's not Instagram. This is also a blend. This is also a blend. So, you come up with your unique image if you blend also. So this is
Ganda
a
ah.
blend of two. Something I forgot what I did there, but it's in my Instagram. The two images that I blend. So it looks so real, right?
Ganda.
That one. This one is like
So wait,
this was a
you blend
woman.
it because you have two images, and Midjourney
Yes.
will parang get the no the convolution of
I
both.
think this was one image, this woman. This is the one I blend with the mountain that came out like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I do blending more because it comes out more unique.
Mm-hmm.
How can you can probably create it if you do the prompt / imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So this is so you can see it's about landscape, women. I also feature the farmers, the marginalized groups, and coffee because I'm into coffee. So and older folks because there's beauty and there's so much bias against old people. Insult them, trolls insult me. So that's why I always say, oh, older folks. There's even an Instagram account of older folks wearing fashionable clothes,
Yeah.
things like that. Um,
In your ano,
so
just to like while we're talking about this, no, do you have? Because one of the questions I asked Nas also was, do you find yourself being more influenced by the vision of the AI as opposed to you know having your own vision and you're trying to in a way execute it through art, no? So is there a fine line between those two? Like you have an idea and then you're executing it, or it's more of you're letting the AI guide you with that idea, no? I don't know if that's
I
making sense.
yeah I want to see what AI will come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, example, one of my first image prompt was a cat sitting beside me in the computer,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out exactly what I wanted it to happen. But sometimes I'm not happy with it, so I keep regenerating because you can regenerate and regenerate. That's what you call iteration. Unlike an artist can only do it once, but in AI, you can do it many times until you're happy with the outcome. So it's actually both. You let the AI decide what it should come out, and you trying to modify the prompt until you're happy with the outcome, whatever is generated.
Do you have an
Oh,
emerging ano? Kasi these are obviously very different styles, no? And I don't think people
yes.
limit themselves to one style anymore. Do you have a particular style that you find yourself parang drawn to or
Yeah.
attracted to?
I am into Impasto. So
Mm-hmm.
I have here a gallery uncut network where I belong. So I love Impasto because the textures like come out. You're in the virtual space, we don't feel it. So I like the Impasto because it feels like it's alive as an image.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I come out. So
So this
I
is
put
known as impasto style. So
yes with textures.
galing.
Usually it's oil impasto. I call this impasto style, and then I like neo expressionism.
Mm-hmm.
And then this prompt, I credit it to one of the Twitter followers I follow, a friend also.
Yeah.
So I modified it to my liking. I like here the kiss, the profile. I feature older women. This one is a surprise. I mean, I said, I said, man, eating outside a coffee shop because it's neo expressionism. It came out like this. So when you use new expressionism, it's a surprise. Sometimes it comes out. Look at that. So it's kind of weird. But I also want joy. So I put something like joy. So impasto for me is the my main. I also have it in another. I also have it in other collections. I think impasto. So I have here impasto also. But unfortunately, not many like impasto. It's usually I notice the one who because I sell some of my art. It's usually uh boomers who buy it. Well, a
Okay.
boomer bought. So this is also some of my impasto. Oh well, actually no, sorry to someone actually you can see there is so actually somebody bought pala.
Mm.
So this one, so I like the texture. It comes so alive. So I'm
So there
concentrating
are
on that.
variations pala of impasto, no? It's not just one.
Mm,
This is, I think,
yeah, because
it feels
neo
closer to,
expressionism.
oh, it feels closer to watercolor yung kanina. Yan, no? Yung purple. Mas
Yeah,
extended siya, no?
like this one, the cat. I deliberately made him. I wanted him with a palette knife. So I like palette knives. I like the texture. So that's really my kind of thing. I
Question.
also have
I saw a
surrealism.
price.
Yeah.
I saw a price on the bottom. So you're selling these artwork
Oh yeah, this is called non-fungible tokens or
NFT.
NFT art.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, there's a story there. Because when I went to my Instagram, when you're Instagram, then they see art, they start messaging you, oh, do you want to sell your art?
Yeah,
And
ang
I'm
daming
I'm
ganon.
curious. So I'm curious. Okay, I will buy your art, somebody said, for 7 Ethereum. And you know how much 1 Ethereum is?
Hmm.
It's 100,000, right? Something. Okay. I said, open an account in OpenC.
Mm-mm.
So I opened an account in OpenC. This is my account in OpenC. And of course, I don't know what to do. And so he says, you open an account and you open a wallet. I said, what? It's so difficult. I can't open when you open an OpenC, there's no cost, nothing
So
until
OpenSea
it's
is like
sold.
an
I think
NFT exchange?
market is the biggest. It's the biggest
Okay.
marketplace that uses Ethereum.
Ethereum network.
So
Okay, fine. Good.
the scammer tried to guided me along the way. So he was the one who introduced me to NFT.
Yeah.
And the clincher, okay, I'm ready to buy. Okay, it's ready. So he said, I bought. And he showed me a screen cap.
Mm.
But I need you to email this certain email. When I look at it, OpenSea doesn't OpenSea pero Gmail. Of course, we are. You know how we
So
are
parang ang scammy
in
nga.
fact checking. So
Yeah.
we're in fact checking. We always check the email and we check the support. Said,
Mm.
hey, it's Gmail. You're not legit.
Oo
And
nga.
of course, I know he was not legit because 7 Ether is so, too good to be true. But I wanted to see how far the scam goes. Apparently, if you
Investigate mo.
email, yeah, apparently if you email, that person, they will probably, that's my because I got this idea from the next scammer. They'll probably try to get you to pay gas money. Gas money is like a fee
For
for
the
them
use
to
of the
mint.
network. Oo.
Yes, for the use of the network.
Oo.
And then that's how they will scam you. But I read the FAQ. There's no gas fee until you pay. And there's basically no interaction between the buyer and seller. You'll never communicate. And that's my experience with other
Mm.
marketplace. No communication. The next scammer said it's $300 for the gas fee. So all of this, so I decided I don't like OpenSea. I'll go to Object. So this is
Mhm.
where we are right now. So those are the prices, and a lot of the artists are in Object.com.
Okay.
Uh, they like to sell their art.
Yeah.
That's 5 pesos. So 1 peso is around $0.78, almost a dollar. So it's very little. Artists support each other. Actually, there are NFT collectors. And I was also curious, will people actually buy art?
Mm.
They
Do
actually
they?
do.
I guess you're able to sell your stuff, diba?
Uh, yeah, I started a month ago, and
Mm.
you can check your activity here.
Uh-huh.
It says 25 because sometimes you sell by sometimes you have two editions. So somebody bought two of
Mm.
this minimalist. So this one is safer because they just buy. They will not even talk to you. Then you just get notified in Telegram that money came in.
Galing.
And
Okay.
then, yeah, and the nice thing about Object.com is the it doesn't cost a lot. It is more environment friendly
Yeah.
because you don't need a lot of this
Okay.
carbon whatever to mean Ethereum costs a lot of fuel
Mm.
of whatever gas. So that's how it is.
Yeah, Ethereum is
So
yung ano eh. Basically, yan yung credits mo to use the Ethereum
yeah, this one
network, yung
they
gas
only
fee.
get to they get 2.5%
2.5%.
from
Okay.
from your sale. And if the primary market, and then if somebody sells this, example, somebody sells my art, you decide on your royalty up to 20%.
Mm.
So there's a secondary market. So actually, there's really, I don't know. I'm just curious why they would buy.
Yeah, correct.
But you have seen Christie's. There was somebody who bought AI art there.
Hmm. Tama.
So that's fascinating. And then there's another marketplace I am into. This is Uncut.network. I like this because it's a combination of a social network at the same time. It's a marketplace. It's a fun place also. Somebody bought here three also. Impasto. Yeah. So got three of my art there.
Correct.
So and then I also feature the farmers because and because you know I want them to be aware that we have coffee, we have a landscape, that so I want them to know that the Philippines is also an agricultural country, and then we need a lot of support for the farmers.
Yeah.
So these are the two marketplaces I consider safe. OpenC, you're prone to be scammed. So it's crazy out there.
Oo.
Somebody recently just told me, "Oh, what's your development plan?" Oh, okay. So I write again. Oh, my development plan is, to be more of a to spread awareness about AI art like that.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 4 ether for NFT art something, but my my artwork is 0.004.
Ethereum.
And then
Oo.
Ethereum 0.004. I don't have anything that costs 1 ether. So it was so crazy. And
Mm.
then he said, okay, you can buy straight. You don't have to talk to me. Because he's a scammer if he talks to you like that. So
Correct.
anyway,
Correct.
I know scammer talaga because he gave me a screen cap again. I needed to put my email address. That's not it. Everything goes through the blockchain, doesn't go
Tama.
to a person.
Mm.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share this because if you're going to go in AI art, you will be approached by a
You will
lot of
be met by
people.
these strange people. Tama, tama.
Yes. So too good to be true. Imagine, can you compute what is 1 ether? I mean,
Mm.
that's too good to be true.
Ano ba
So
Ethereum
this
ngayon?
is safe
1,000
objective.
or more? Parang
100,000 for
100,000.
one Ethereum. So,
Grabe.
oh my God.
$2,000. Tama, $2,000 na. Kaya tama, tama.
So I want to see that person actually put in my wallet.
Oo,
Wala
tama.
eh. So, be aware of the scammers when you go into AI art. So that's why I went into it just so I could investigate for you. And I didn't realize that people actually buy. But of course, the range, you can see my range is five at the most, five
Mm.
pesos. That's roughly less than $4 maybe.
Yeah.
So that's like 200 pesos.
Mhm.
And then people will print it out. I've seen they print it out and make it a physical art.
Tama.
Yeah. So that's my adventure so far.
No, this is really
This
helpful kasi it gives people an idea that obviously the art space includes the commercialization of art, no? And we want to, because that's actually one of the ethical challenges, diba? How artists are potentially losing income because nga of basically ito, no? Yung nangyayari with the generative art space, no? So,
I've seen artists like Molano on Twitter, who's from Spain. He took a picture of his art, his
mm,
physical art, and put it in the NFT marketplace.
yeah,
So he earns money there.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you know, that's how you evolve. So people actually buy his artwork. And I know I have friends in the AI art community. I have two Twitter friends who are legacy artists, and they have evolved. They pivoted. They
Mm,
are using already AI, and they are putting it also in the NFT marketplace.
that's right.
So that's how they sell. So, you know, it it's actually fun to mix with this community, or
Yeah.
like the community we're starting, right? We're sharing ideas.
Mm-mm.
Mhm. So
No,
yeah, I just
yeah,
want people to be aware.
yeah. The thing I'm thinking about here is we're bringing kind of the collaboration and the creativity back to art. You know what I mean? Parang it's less about authority, although sometimes you have also artists who say na, oh, there's an authority behind your art or you're backed by, I don't know, certain galleries, etc. But here, this is really the raw creative process. That's why I don't know if I'm one of the earliest, but I've always insisted that AI art is real art because there's been people who push back against it. Nah, you're just copying styles from other artists, blah blah blah. But I think it's akin to parang composing music. Actually, music has been in a way pattern recognition for much longer than many art forms, no? Like kunyari chords, progressions.
Yeah,
Kaya yung gumagawa ng mga mashups, if you're familiar with the term mashups, they mix songs together because they have the same progression. They have the same progression, they have the same key. So they sound they sound they're very similar, so they're easy to mix. And then it becomes original music, no? Once you've done a mashup or a progression. Ganun din siguro itong art, visual art, no? Okay.
yeah. You know, how how can they see the artist behind the generative art, the
Mm,
AI? There
mm,
was inspiration in the creating this. Example, like um, I had this inspiration about the an angel, because I lost my son, right? An angel, and I have a coffee farm. I said, oh, why don't I mix angel and coffee? So that's I really want to conceive that angel holding a
mm.
cup of coffee, because because that's really an art I want to see, and I can't draw it.
Yeah.
And you know what? So this is the amazing thing about my journey. I don't know. I think that's one of your questions that you asked me. Is there something, unusual or something unexpected with me journey? And that was one unexpected, but I won't share it here.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
The image that got generated was a likeness of my son
Wow.
in as a teen. Yeah. I was like,
As
oh
in,
my
so
gosh.
super random, walang no
No, no,
one.
that was the first generation, the second image. So there are four images when you generate in Midjourney, right? It was the second one. And, oh, I said, oh my gosh, I will print this out and put it in the coffee farm because it looks like
Mm,
my son. They're holding coffee and with angel wings. So, for me, and I've seen that in some of the generative images from my friends. Oh, why did it come out this way? I wanted it this way. And Midjourney really wants me to come up with a person that looks like a wolf, something like that. So it really will surprise you.
mm,
It's amazing.
that's right.
There's so many things that can amaze you about this AI. Sometimes I think it's divine coincidence.
At this
Yes.
point, because it's so new, you don't know where this
Yeah.
technology goes. You know how it
Yeah.
is with some people, diba? They get divine inspiration, supposedly.
Mm-mm.
This is with the
Yes.
analog tools, no? So there's no
Oh
reason
yeah.
why it can't happen with digital tools. Lalo na when you have like an independent, basically the AI, an independent intelligence producing the work
Mm-mm.
at your command, no? That's really for me, that's the bottom line. Parang how do we reconcile ourselves with that, no? I asked Naz about that also. Okay. Sige, let's get into more, if you don't mind, more philosophical questions. So,
Like what?
as an artist, obviously, you're getting deep into it. What's your thoughts about the whole copyright discussion? Because that's a big deal now for the art world. Copyright and ownership.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
ideas?
I got so much into debate about copyright, and I really respect the artist's style. So the issue about copyright, well, in the first place, if you're a paid subscriber of Midjourney, you're allowed to sell your art,
Mm,
but you don't actually own the copyright of your images because it can be remixed with so and so. So I don't have a problem with selling Midjourney
yeah,
images, right? So that's it. Now my issue is this: Midjourney scrapes from data sets all over the internet.
true.
Now I pay $288 a year. So how many subscribers are there? They should be paying the artist, some kind
Yeah,
of
and they're making money.
rights to use it.
They're making money,
Yeah. Wh-
obviously, right? Mm,
I don't know what's the model of Spotify.
mm,
They could, I don't know how they use it, but Spotify is able to pay the artist. So I'm
yeah.
thinking, why can't Midjourney do something about it? I think they're doing something like, but then it is reactive. Like if an artist will complain that their art is being used, then they'll take it down because they have a copyright law. But it should be more proactive. Start paying already if
Yeah.
the data sets were taken. And
So
then
yeah,
about
that's kind of weird, no?
ethics.
They're making money off the work, but they're not
Yeah,
the source of the work, 'di ba? Parang ganun, no?
they're not. So
Oh,
I'm wondering, 288,000, how many subscribers are there?
mm-mm.
So that's at least because and there's a lower rung there. So I don't know. They're waiting probably for the decision from the courts in the US on how that can be done.
Mm-mm.
And then of course you have to be respectful about your art.
Yeah.
Do you know that in Midjourney I cannot even put ugly Philippines or something like that? They don't want you to, talk about how ugly the Philippines is. It was
They can't.
censored.
You can't put ugly Philippines, but you can put Philippines or ugly
Yes, Philippines.
together.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was trying to get that because I wanted to show because somebody was having a challenge on poverty. So I wanted to show the poverty side.
yeah,
But I used to get it before, but they changed. I couldn't get it anymore. I couldn't
yeah.
get that image anymore of the estero no more. So
Oh,
I just had to do something else about beggars. So they're very mindful about that kind of image. So as an AI artist, you have to be also careful about the way you portray your art.
yeah,
It should also be representative of the country.
yeah.
So
Correct,
maybe
correct.
they don't also want you to portray your country as ugly. So even that love the Philippines, I tried this. When you I love the Philippines or
Hmm.
whatever that the tourism slogan was.
Love the Philippines.
Oh yes. Oh my God, Midjourney keeps showing me the beaches
So
because
puro
that's
beach,
their default.
puro
Beautiful
beach.
Philippines is the beach. So,
Uh,
so those are the things that we have to be mindful of all the ethics that's happening
correct, correct.
in the art that we generate, and to stop the biases because there's a lot of bias on some of the artwork. Like it's always young, beautiful, you know. So we have it can also balance the landscape of the generative art.
Yeah, so okay, sige, more I want to scratch more deeper here, no, because obviously um we hear some critics say AI can't capture the depth of emotion, whatever that is, no. And sorry to disparage the term, but depth of emotion when a human creates art. Kasi nga you're outsourcing the creation aspect to the machine. Ikaw lang yung strategy or the art or the outcome. Do you even agree with that statement? And whether is it true or false? No? I mean, I'm seeing some of the art that you're putting out. Some of them look pretty emotional to me. But maybe sa akin lang.
Human, I don't know. Human art, just like any human art, AI. If you see an AI art, or you don't even know it's AI art, you'll be caught with emotion. You'll find it beautiful. You'll find it disturbing. It's all about emotion. How can they say that there's no depth of emotion when you, as the viewer, are already caught in your own emotion? You won't say, "Ay, pangit pala kasi AI art." It's ugly. So you won't say that. It's AI. You'll get disappointed, but you were already caught in the emotion of admiration and all that. And do you know what was the prompt behind that? You know how the person created the prompt? I There is some emotion, there's inspiration, there is an emotion like I'm happy today. And in fact, one of my image there was celebration. And I remember the song celebrate. Let's have a good time. Let's celebrate.
Yeah, I
So
remember
I
that.
typed that. I typed that and it came out with, happy people like that. I mean, uh, sometimes it's like that. It's a moment of inspiration. I don't have, you just type simple words there
Mm.
and it comes out like that. So
Yeah.
there's emotion already. There is that inspiration coming from the AI artist.
Yeah.
And why would you be caught with an emotion if it doesn't capture whatever the artist was trying to say, to
Yeah.
to paint?
Yeah.
So that's not true. It can be a tool. AI can be a tool, but it can never capture the person behind the tool, the
Okay.
inspiration behind the tool.
So is it important to disclose that you used AI when you create art? It's a good question also.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I always put here in example Objectcom. I put everything is made by Mid Journey.
Mm.
But maybe lately I'll be using Leonardo AI because it's also good.
Mm.
I will have to disclose that, but I, I'm not an artist, so people know that it's not me. But some actually write there that this is my art. I drew this. So some of those who sell in the NFT marketplace are the visual artists.
Right.
So
Right.
disclose. Of course, you have to disclose. And
Yeah.
what's wrong with disclosing that? I mean, AI art has sold a lot of, was sold in an auction in Christie for a huge sum. So there's not much difference.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. No, I'm
Mhm.
trying to figure out, well, is that only a convention today? Pero later on, people will just assume it's AI art. I'm just trying to think out loud. Like, remember, actually, up to today,
Mm,
for example,
yeah.
Wikipedia,
Yes. Oh,
many,
yeah.
many, many researchers are not comfortable citing Wikipedia. For them, it's a no-no, no? So I don't know. What do you think of that, no? Pero if you
Yeah.
use the references of the article in Wikipedia, parang okay lang. So it's, I think, for me, an unfair discrimination of Wikipedia itself. For some reason, people don't, people don't like it if you use that as a reference. Is it similar to ito, yung sa Mid Journey or sa AI art, no?
Oh, the art, whatever it's AI or human, it's beautiful.
Hmm.
It captures the imagination. People will not be able to tell the difference anymore. I have that exercise, right? which is AI, which is not AI. Some couldn't tell. Like majority could not tell what it was, and they were all beautiful.
Right.
So there will come a time when it doesn't matter. But if you're a skeptic, like AI art steals from artists, that kind of attitude, you say, is that AI? And I won't like it if it's AI. But
Mm.
for me, if you're really a true believer in art, you will appreciate it for what it is. Because you know, now that I've immersed myself 3 months in this, um, you can see that there was really much involvement, human inspiration in every art that I did. Because
Mm.
of course, it's not as tedious as a real artist, but there was you really conceived it to be that way,
Mhm.
to how it comes. Mm.
Sige. Well, just being conscious, we're nearly at the hour. No, we have
Oh,
barely scratched
really?
the surface. So okay,
Oh, okay.
let's spend the last
Continue.
10 or so minutes. No, medyo since you're also a columnist. No, what's your
Hmm.
view on where this will go? And I want maybe give me a view on two perspectives. One perspective is kind of in general what you're seeing in the generative art space, people you're meeting. Give a parang a perspective of that trend, no? Where is it going? And then the second one is for you as a generative AI artist, an emerging generative AI artist, if you want to use that term. Um, what do you see for yourself? Because you're obviously monetizing it already. You're selling a few NFTs here and there. So you've already completed the loop. Many artists I know haven't even sold a single piece of art. So
Oh,
you've already done it, no? So or some of them don't want to sell a piece of art. So
yeah.
what do you think? Where are we going with this from those two perspectives?
So, the rise of AI art is really challenging our traditional notions of what art is and who can be an artist.
Hmm.
And it's also raising questions about the value of art in the future of the art market. So it will be interesting to see how AI art. And I see the potential of artists just going beyond their comfort zone and earning from their art, their existing art right now, and to take the digital route, the digital transformation, and to make AI speed up their work. I know that a lot of graphic artists, because I read in the podcast, said that it's faster now to make mockups and easier to present it to the client.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the future now for the graphic artist. It's not going to steal jobs. It's going to make their work faster.
Yes.
So I don't see any problems at all using generative art.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm really excited about the potential for AI to democratize the art world. Look at me. I never knew how to draw, but now, can you imagine you can visualize your dreams, your imagination, and have it come out? I even printed I printed out one of the art that I generated in May. It was, I imagine my husband and I dancing in a groovy way, psychedelic, and those things. I cannot draw that, you know, but it gives you joy. I mean,
Mm.
look at the users of Mid Journey. They're using it for as a hobby. It gives them so much joy just seeing their imagination coming out in a visual format. So it's
Yeah.
accessible to everyone. It levels
Correct.
the playing field.
Yeah.
So there are challenges that need to be addressed, of course, and let's not use AI to create art that's plagiaristic or inauthentic, and then using art to create art. Let's also support the artists. Let them know that they can monetize their art and not to be scammed by this, good to be true, too good to be true bargains of their art. Of course, you'll be, what, 7 ether, 700,000, somebody will buy that. So it's really crazy. That's why I want to bring this awareness that you can sell NFT art
Mm.
for as low as 3 pesos, which is roughly a dollar maybe,
Mm-hmm.
to five. Others have sold 10 pesos.
Yeah.
The most I have sold is $10, I think. Yeah, $10
Okay.
for my
Okay.
joy. Because that one was, that one, I sold it a bit more because that was a surprise again from Midjourney. And I thought that it will never regenerate like that art again. I could not generate it again. So it's up to you, but people actually buy. But if you're active on X every Tesos Tuesday, there are a lot of collectors because they want to sell in the secondary market. Okay, so what was that other question again? Sorry, I
Sige,
got
so
lost.
the macro, no, that's general. What about you as the artist? Where do you see your own journey coming, or I mean, you're obviously having a lot of fun. So I mean, what's the goal for you? No?
No, this is not going to be one of those. I have a business to take care of, like my coffee farm. I'm just in this for. Actually, I wanted to write an article already in the Manila Times, but good thing you interviewed me because at least I have something visual to show them, at least the art. So I will probably just continue this as a hobby and sell on the side, like with the community, because the community loves to collect art. The community loves the A. This is called hashtag A art AI art community. They like to collect. So I'll just go with my community and see where it takes me. I don't expect to make money from this. This is you know how much you spend for mid journey. Well, it's just a few pesos. That's good
Yeah,
enough.
nothing too damaging.
Others,
Nothing too damaging.
yeah, yeah. There are others there who have used the art for T-shirts. They have sold what's this mugs with their art. So you can use that route too, but I'm not going to that direction.
Yeah.
This is really a hobby, and this is more of, so I don't want to be ignorant about AI art. So I know when people criticize about AI art, I know what to say. I said, do you know how I feel? I mean, they say AI artist has no soul. How could they say that? I mean, do I have a soul? I created this. I conceptualized it. Of course, I needed the tools. I needed a prompt. I needed a basic prompt. But you have to regenerate until you're satisfied with the outcome of your image.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my direction.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mom Blogger, for taking us through your initial journey, for showing us some real examples. I'm definitely gonna follow you on Instagram now, so I can
Yeah,
follow
I followed
AI
Nas
art strokes, no?
also.
Oh. Ako,
Yeah, I
I'm just
followed
Doc
Nas
Ligot.
also.
I'm just Doc Ligot on Instagram, no? I don't have too many followers yet.
Ah,
But I actually post videos
yeah.
on Instagram. Usually they come out of these interviews. I get maybe 1 or 2 minute clips, put it on Instagram, and yeah, people seem to be resonating with it. So,
Runway ML is good,
yep, ganda.
but
Maybe we'll
I've
talk about
limited
that next time.
credits.
Uh, Kasi
Okay.
doon you
Let's
just
talk with the other AI artists.
prompt a video, or you can give a photo and it will turn it into a video. It's really amazing, yung runway.
I know. Yeah, that's the one I showed you earlier too.
Sige.
Okay, that
Okay,
was
Ma'am Blogger,
great.
I'll see you soon. All the
Yeah,
best
see you.
on the farm, and your budding career as an AI artist. Sige. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.